Beignets. I mean, I run a cafe that makes and sells beignets. We do other things too, like donuts and cookies, but it's mostly beignets.
What's your cafe called?
Oh, it's called the Cafe du Forêt. Forêt is French for forest, and my dad always told me that Remy was French for disappointment, so we just stuck with the theme.
And your cafe, where is it located?
Well, it is the first stop on the way up to Calkins Campground, so I mostly get hikers, campers, anyone who's hungry.
I want to talk about a few of those campers who came in. Was there anyone memorable who came in that weekend of July 13th, 14th, and 15th?
Yes, sir, that's why I'm here today. Miss Jordan Ryder and her daughter, they came into my cafe last summer.
Did they come in once or multiple times?
They actually came in twice. They came on the 14th and they came on the 15th. On the 14th, it was just Jordan and Parker, and then on the 15th, it was just Jordan.
So we'll take those one at a time, starting with the 14th.
Sure.
Around what time did Jordan and Parker come in?
Well, we were right in the middle of the breakfast rush, so they came in, probably would have been about 10:30. They just ordered some breakfast, talked with me a little bit.
Now to talk about that second time. You mentioned on the morning of the 15th, Jordan came in. Was she by herself?
Yes, sir, it was just her. Usually we just get truckers at that time. 3 in the morning is so late. I was actually the only one there that night because, to be honest, my employees might be the only thing less reliable than my dad.
So that time Jordan came in at 3 a.m. What was she acting like?
Well, she was kind of stuttering and mumbling. Her eyes were all red, so I thought that maybe she'd been crying or screaming or both. My heart really went out to her that night.
Did she order anything?
She certainly did. She asked me for one of my stupid donuts. And this was on Bastille Day, and I was taking deep breaths because when you treat the French delicacy that is a beignet as a stupid donut, let me just say it reminded me of the time that my dad forgot my birthday when I was 13.
Now I want to talk about your interactions with a separate group of people.
Sure.
Did you ever interact with the police?
Yes, I did. It was probably a week after Jordan came into my cafe, and I had found a phone, and I called them up to let them know that I had it.
So to clarify, did the police ever reach out to you before you reached out to them?
No, I called them.
And about how long was that after Jordan had come into your cafe?
Well, I had found the phone about a week after. I had gone out to take the trash, and I found it underneath the dumpster. I figured that it was Parker's because the screensaver was a picture of Parker and her mom. I thought that that was just so sweet. Honestly, if my daughter did something that was like that, I think that I'd know. Anyways, I had seen the news, and so I figured it was important.
Did the police come to collect the phone in person?
Yes, they did. They came into my restaurant a little bit after I called. They were in and out pretty quick.
When the police were there, did they ever ask you how Jordan had gotten there?
No, they didn't ask anything like that.
Did they ask what Jordan was acting like?
No, they didn't.
Did you see them take any pictures of your restaurant?
I don't think I saw them do that, no.
Did you see them swab for fingerprints?
Well, I mean, there was no dust on my tables, and I didn't see them do something like that.
Did they ask if you had any evidence besides the phone?
No, I offered them a receipt from when Jordan had been there, but they didn't really seem to care. They were just in and out so fast.
How long were they there total?
It was pretty quick, maybe 5-10 minutes. I just went back to baking.
Thank you for your time, Ms. Mouchard. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Cross?
Yes, Your Honor. Hi, Ms. Mouchard.
Hi.
Now, I just want to talk about the first time that you saw the defendant with her daughter.
Absolutely.
So you said they came around your cafe at around 10:30 that morning, right?
I would say so.
All right. Your Honor, may I approach this witness with a copy of Exhibit 26?
Yes.
25, apologies. Showing opposing counsel. Handing the witness a copy of Exhibit 25. Now, Ms. Mouchard, I know you haven't seen that document before, but, and Your Honor, may I also put up a enlarged copy of that exhibit?
Yes.
All right, now, Ms. Mouchard, I know you haven't seen that document before, but I just want you to look at one part of that document. Now, if you look at it where it says application submission time and date.
Objection, relevance.
Your Honor, this is extremely relevant in today's case to know what time the defendant started that life insurance policy, and if I may proffer, I'm going to go into and ask this witness what time the defendant submitted the life insurance policy. I'm trying to make a connection between what the defendant was doing when she was in Remy Mouchard's cafe. It's extremely relevant in today's case to know exactly what the defendant was doing.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
Yes.
Two things have already happened today. One, that exhibit has been put into evidence. No matter what happens in this examination, the jury will be able to see that exhibit later on. And second, the witness has testified that she is not familiar with this exhibit. Because of that, the attorney is simply going to be argumentative, connecting her testimony to an exhibit she's not familiar with. Instead, that's on the jury to connect those facts later.
May I respond, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask this witness to comment on any part of this exhibit or its contents. I'm just asking this witness to look at the time that the document was started and submitted, and then asking her, was that the time that the defendant was in the cafe? I'm not going to ask her any more questions about this document.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
Yes.
The witness has already testified what time they were there. The court already knows what time the policy says. There's no reason for this to be brought in front of this particular witness. That's for the jury to connect those dots.
I'm assuming the defendant is going to be testifying.
The defendant will be testifying, Your Honor.
Then this is the wrong witness for that exhibit. Your objection is sustained.
Yes, Your Honor.
Permission to strike any testimony related to that exhibit?
I don't think she ever got a word in about it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You
Ma'am,
are pretty
ma'am, you
quick.
can set that to the side.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Bouchard, when the defendant was in your cafe, you started to talk with her, right?
Absolutely. I like to be friendly with everyone who comes in.
But then, when you tried talking to her, she snapped at you, didn't she?
Well, she did seem a little frustrated at the time.
So it's a yes to my question. She snapped at you, right?
Yes, sir. I thought it was a little bit rude, if I'm being honest.
Right, Ms. Bouchard. It actually sent chills down your spine.
I was very surprised, yes.
All right, Ms. Bouchard, now I want to talk about the second time that you saw the defendant.
Sure.
So she came into your cafe at around 3 a.m.,
I would say around that time, yes.
and then you asked where her daughter was.
I did. I asked her if her daughter, Parker, who I met before, was maybe outside in her truck. She didn't really respond to me, though. All she did was ask for the Wi-Fi.
Right, and you didn't see Parker anywhere around, did you?
No, of course. That's why I asked where she was.
And Ms. Bouchard, the defendant didn't ask you for help, did she?
No, sir. Like I said earlier, she didn't really seem to want to talk to me much.
Right, Ms. Bouchard, she didn't ask for you to call 911.
No, sir. She only asked me for the Wi-Fi, like I said.
She didn't ask you to call emergency services.
That is true. That didn't happen.
She just sat down and ordered a coffee.
Yes, and I brought her an order of beignets, too.
And she also asked for a pen and a napkin, isn't that right?
Yes, sure, she did.
And she started sitting down, scribbling on that napkin.
Yeah, she was kind of scrolling through her phone and writing things down on the napkin. I'm not sure what she was doing, actually.
All right, Ms. Bouchard. Now, I want to talk about how you actually got involved in today's case.
Sure.
So you actually got involved in today's case because you found a phone, right?
Yes, about a week after, I found a phone that I thought was Parker's. So I called the police. I figured that they would want it.
And it was sitting by the dumpster.
Absolutely.
And Ms. Mouchard, you also remembered that there was a $2,500 reward for any information connecting with dealing with the defendant. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. On the TV, they showed on the news that there was going to be money if we told them the things that we had seen. So I called Detective Chesney, and I told him exactly what I had and what I had seen. But, I mean, like I said before, all they really cared about was the phone.
All right, Ms. Mouchard, I know you really want to talk about the police, but I just want to focus on you.
Sure.
And you really needed that money, isn't that right?
It certainly helps.
Right, it would have been very good for business.
Absolutely. The more money you have, the more powdered sugar you can throw on those beignets.
All right, Ms. Mouchard, now I want to talk about something else. You also spoke with the media, isn't that right?
Yes, sir. Right after the incident, I had the news coming into my cafe. They wanted to know about Jordan Ryder being in there. So, you know, of course, I took advantage of the situation and I told them everything I had to say.
All right, Ms. Mouchard, and business started to boom.
Exactly. As soon as they knew that she'd been in there, a lot of people wanted to come in and try those beignets I told them about.
Ms. Mouchard, I just want to make something extremely clear for the jury.
Sure.
The only reason you're testifying today is because it would be good for business.
No, sir, that's not the only reason I'm here today. I'm here today because, yes, it's good for business, but also, I have a daughter, and I don't think that a mother would ever want to hurt her daughter, and I saw her that night, and I just want everyone to know all the information that I know.
So, Ms. Mouchard, is it your testimony that you're testifying here today for more than the reason besides it will be good for business?
Absolutely, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach this witness with a copy of her affidavit?
Yes.
Show her opposing counsel.
Line 156, I believe.
Yes. Handing the witness a copy of her affidavit. All right, Ms. Mouchard, that's your affidavit, right?
Down to my John Hancock in the back.
Right, and when making this affidavit, you tell the truth,
Absolutely.
the whole truth,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing but the truth.
That is correct.
And Ms. Mouchard, you knew that you had up until today to make any changes to that affidavit.
Absolutely.
And you were told to include all relevant information.
I absolutely did.
All right, and if you read silently while I read aloud, starting at lines 157. I don't think Jordan Ryder did anything to Parker, but I'm testifying because it will be good for business. And I read that correctly?
You did, but sir, you missed the sentence before. The major reason I agreed to testify was when the defense attorneys called me. You asked me if my only reason was business, but sir, it wasn't.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay via improper impeachment.
May I respond, Your Honor?
Yes.
I asked this witness directly if her reason for testifying today was because it would be good for business. And she said no, there were more than one reason. There were other reasons out there. And I read from this line that says, I am testifying because I know it will be good for business. This witness did not list any other reasons for her testifying, but listed those reasons today in court. That is a direct contradiction to her statements in the stand.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
Yes.
The line literally directly above it states, that's a major reason that I agreed to testify. This isn't the only reason. According to her, yes, it is a major reason. She wouldn't have said a major reason if it was the only reason. There are multiple reasons, including business, yes, but also her desire to tell the truth.
Your objection is sustained.
Permission to strike testimony regarding this affidavit?
Yes, it is stricken.
I'll go ahead and get that back for you. May I approach?
There you are.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Bouchard. Now, I just want to ask one more time. The reason why you're testifying today is because you know it would be good for business.
Not the only reason, but it is a little bit a part of it, yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor. May this witness be excused?
Yes, you can step down. Thank you.
Mister, did you want this?
Yes, I'll go ahead and get that back. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.